Hi everybody, it's mid-May and at this time of year the hedges in West Cornwall are absolutely spectacular. But if you're out for a walk and want to identify your wildflowers, if you're a beginner, it can be a little bit daunting. So one useful tip is to try to understand the way the flowers are grouped together. And about 50 or 60% of the flowers that you see are in about 10 or 12 families. So if you can get your head around those families, it really makes it a lot easier. You get to know where to look in the book. So I thought I'd show you one group today, because I was just passing by and I saw that there were 4 species all from the same family that are quite similar, but when you look a little bit closer they're subtle differences. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one. So the family they're in is known as the Umbellifers, the Umbelliferaceae, and Umbelliferaceae actually. And the reason they're known this is that the flowers, or strictly I should say the inflorescences, are organised into what are called umbels. Can you see that? So this is cow parsley and this is an umbel, and an umbel is a group of flowers that arise from a stem all at the same point and spread out from that point to make these lovely kind of almost umbrella shapes. It's quite a good name actually, they do look a little bit like umbrellas. So this is cow parsley, and you can recognise cow parsley leaves as well. It has these beautiful finely divided leaves. Another name for it is Queen Anne's lace, and I love it because it just makes the hedges look like they've been dusted with sugar at this time of year. They seem to come from nowhere, they're really low and suddenly boom, up they come. They look fantastic and then they disappear away. So by the time we're into July they're all gone. Now, here's another one. You might be able to recognise these leaves. So look at those great big leaves. Quite different to the finely divided. You see that? So different to the finely divided leaves of the cow parsley. So here it is in flower. Look at these great big umbels. So those ones are going to seed now. There's one in flower. But that is the flower or the inflorescence of hogweed. So this is common hogweed. You can see the leaves down here. Show you this a bit more closely. There you go. This one is quite nasty because, or it can cause irritation. I suffer from it myself. If I get the sap on my skin, it causes your skin to become photosensitive, so it causes a bit of almost like sunburn. So you have to watch it with this one, particularly if you're clearing or doing any strimming or anything like that. So not giant hogweed. Giant hogweed is much taller, perhaps up to a few meters tall, and I think only comes down as far as the Tamar. So here in West Cornwall we don't see giant hogweed, just common hogweed. And now we've got another one. So this one slightly different to the cow parsley in its leaves, so not as finely divided. Let's have a look, take you in and have a little look. Not as finely divided the leaves, but not as chunky as the hogweed. And then the flower heads have got this kind of beautiful structure. Can you see the umbel there? Let's have a look at that one. Look at the way they're kind of organised. It kind of reminds me of a firework going off. That all these little flowers. So this is Hemlock Water-dropwort, and it's very common in West Cornwall along ditches and streams and in wet areas. So here we've got a ditch running along the side of the road, so it's doing very well. It's very poisonous. We have to be really careful with this one. I think it's the plant that causes the most poisonings in the UK, and it's because it can be confused with some edible plants. So this is Hemlock Water-dropwort. It's got that very bright sort of lustrous green colour. You can see it a mile off when it's in, you know, along a water course. So this is all Hemlock Water-dropwort, and the ditch runs through, so the water is coming through the channel here. And there's one more that I want to show you just round the corner. So we've had cow parsley, common hogweed, Hemlock Water-dropwort. All of those are native species. And then just up here is another Umbellifer, which I believe was introduced by the Romans. Here we go. Anybody recognise this one? So it's got this very distinctive yellowy green foliage. The leaves aren't quite, so there's some hogweed down there, so the leaves aren't quite as big as hogweed, but they're not as finely divided as the Hemlock Water-dropwort or the cow parsley. And the other thing that makes this one very distinctive is the leaves and the flowers are just about the same colour. These ones are starting to go over now, so I'm just looking for it, see if I can spot a flower that's still got some petals on. Let's have a look. There's another little group up here. See if we've got any luck with this one. No, those have all gone. See if I can find you a flower. So this is a plant known as Alexander's, and it is a edible plant. It's a Roman introduction, and it comes out really early. It's been out since February. See if I can find a flower. Yeah, these are all just about going over now. Left it a little bit too late. Yeah, you can see all the, oh, that's the end of the flowers there. Yeah, this is just finishing off these flowers. Just about to go. This is what they turn into. This is when they get the seed. Get the seeds. Oh, okay, here you go. Here's one of the flowers. Lovely. There we go. One of the last flowers of Alexander's. And so they're kind of the same colour as the leaves. That's how I recognise this one. Again, another one you can see from quite a distance away. So there you go, 4 members of the Umbellifer family.